Welcome back, everybody, to the Astronauts Rocket League Pro Invitational, powered by Beyond Entertainment and Astro Gaming. My name's The Patch. Joining me in the booth tonight is Ninja Rider.
Hello.
We have 4 of the top teams in North American Rocket League duking it out tonight. Seen 2 matches already, both in the upper bracket. The winners have been Ghost Gaming and Cloud9. The losers, who will now be duking it out for their tournament lives, are NRG Esports and Spacestation Gaming. What do you got, Ninja?
I think it's NRG. Garrett is just too hungry, honestly. And Justin's playing fantastic. Turbo might be playing while lounging in a camping chair, but who cares? The guy.
I mean, he did join the rest of the team, I think, yesterday. So
yeah, he did. And their not their manager, but their friend from G2 helped them get all set up. And I think that now Turbo should be on a wired connection. He wasn't before, actually. He played the first match on Wi-Fi.
He was nerfed,
but he did well.
He was nerfed. Well, apart from the lands were when his true potential came out, and I mean, we all saw where that took him, like to the absolute top of the sport.
Of course, but I think the NRG are now more hungry, and Space Station is just standing in their way at this point.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. NRG looked crisp in their match against Ghost Gaming. It was a matter of who is the better team, and Ghost Gaming tonight showed that they have learned from their, well, it wasn't a terrible performance, but still they probably wanted to get a little further during both of the last dream hacks. And I mean, Solid Echo did say they had improvements coming, and those improvements proved to be just what the doctor ordered against NRG.
And knowing Silent in the way that he can analyze the situation, especially when he has time to do it.
Yeah.
The man is so smart. And granted, NRG have Chrome, who is a fantastic player, phenomenal, and knows the language and knows how to make some odd situations happen. So I in the end, though, Space Station does not have a coach. So I'm wondering if that might hinder them here. NRG can just play phenomenal Rocket League, and Space Station have their limits, and they don't have someone helping them out. So I think NRG will take this one, but Space Station's definitely going to fight that for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, we cannot forget, like, NRG won the Summit after beating Frontline, the former PSG squad, twice on their path. They got semifinals in Montreal, and they went 2nd place on DreamHack Valencia. They are the reigning North American RLCS champions. Like, that is, credentials right there.
Oh yeah.
So
and besides,
it's an uphill battle for Space Station. That much is for certain.
And besides, Garrett has a BMW payment, so he can use the money.
That's true. Absolutely. $3,000 to the winning team of tonight's proceedings. Here we go. Game number 1 of a potential 5 is underway, has been underway for 30 seconds. Nothing much has happened just yet, but SSG are proving that they are not scared.
That's nice.
And they will do their utmost to try and take down NRG, just as they came close to taking down Cloud9. All came down to 1 goal in Game 5. So who knows? Maybe they are just as hungry. Off the backboard. AXB catches that one. No real commitment from NRG on that ball. Comes off the sidewall. Justin pushes it forward. Turbo pulls an angled shot. Nicely saved by Sipical. The follow-up from Garrett is going to play slowly. He's not going to slam another one straight on target. Pass on to Garrett from Turbo. Intercepted by AXB. He's not going to let it happen that easily. NRG have started their attack. And now it's up to Space Station Gaming to stop it as soon as they can.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. NRG is just stifling, but the breakaway play here. Arsenal looking to play this one off. Turbo it gets just in the way, and sometimes that's all that's needed. You don't need a beautiful touch to disrupt the play. Turbo just got in the way of the play, and it was enough to defend their net. Still 0-0.
Long-range play opener from Garrett. Justin in the corner. Takes a little too long. Arsenal gladly takes that ball off of him. Turbo Pulsa keeps the play alive, but all alone up in front. He can't really do anything, and now that's a double commit from NRG. Both Garrett and Turbo going for that same ball. They can consider themselves lucky that Space Station Gaming wasn't in the right formation. to really capitalize on that. And I mean, you can't blame them. Who expects the double commit from NRG?
Maybe that's the new tactic. Mix it up.
Typical off the backboard, not the best clear. AXB forced to play that off into the corner where Justin is waiting, gets it past the midfield line. We're at halftime and donuts on the scoreboard. Long range clear, that might actually find the net. Comes off the post, not cleared by Garrett, and that one is in. NRG careless on that play.
And I like Sipical here, just waiting for his teammate to come flying through. AXB faking the shot. There was no way he was going to get there, but it was enough to fake out the defender. I didn't quite see who was in the net, but it worked in the favor of Space Station, and NRG find themselves 1 goal down, possibly 2. Justin gets there in time.
Interesting developments for sure.
Uh-oh.
Off the side wall. Justin throwing himself into that play, but against 2 Space Station defenders, that's going to be difficult. Arsenal air dribble off the crossbar. Typical trying for the second shot, but a little too close to the goal. Don't really have that go anywhere. Justin leaves that one for Turbo Pulsa. Off of the ram, Typical intercepts the rebound. Pass on to Arsenal is good. Shot on target. Justin saves it. AXB looking for the second try. And Cloud9 now in defensive formation are able to save that. Garrett might be looking for a double tap here. Blocked by Typical. Such an important block as well. Beautifully played. Space Station Gaming holding on to that 1 goal lead for the time being, but they are leaving NRG with a little bit too much space for my taste right now. At this point, they cannot be happy with that 1 goal lead. I mean, obviously they can be happy for it, but they can't rest on their laurels. Because if you do, NRG will punish you eventually.
Turbo getting a little bit frustrated, it seems like. Oh, not going to work. That's going to cross the line there. Is Turbo getting the demo? That might relieve a little bit of pressure. Typical has to slow play this. Arsenal right there to move it ahead.
Oh, the rebound is good.
I should say. Oh, not going to work. A double team by the defense there as AXB moves it on down the line. It isn't going to work. A lot of time being spent here on the NRG side. And that's exactly what Space Station needs to do, actually. Time's starting to wind down. They don't necessarily need to score again. They're already in the lead.
Well, NRG is just not really being aggressive enough, not really being clinical enough. That's a nice fake by Justin. Tries to get the flick past Arsenal, but waited a little too long for that one. Allowed for him to readjust, and now the ball's on the sidelines. NRG doing their best to try and get this into position. That's a solid demo. The save from AXB. Just shutting the angle closed just as Turbo Pulsa was trying to sneak the ball through, and now it's just 7 seconds. 7 seconds that Space Station has to survive against NRG. AXB plays it slow, just wants to slam that ball onto the ground. Garrett keeps it up into the air. Justin up the side wall, Arsenal off the ceiling. Garrett can't turn around in time and get to that ball. Space Station Gaming steal game 1. 1 goal is all that it took.
Is it just me, or did NRG seem a little out of sorts right there?
They absolutely did.
Now, I don't know if Turbo is getting a little bit frustrated. I would imagine he's dead tired. Not used to the NA time zone quite yet. And
oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, how comfortable can you be in a camping chair? Let's face it. It is a nice one. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're laughing. We're kind of memeing about it, but I can see the frustration in the way that he's moving the car around. It's not ideal. But I love the fact that Turbo is still at the top of their board. He took 5 shots at the net. He's not playing around right now.
I mean, you have to appreciate the defensive efforts from Space Station. They were pulling incredible saves against Cloud9 already. And now against NRG, they're just continuing to do that. They had a weak start into defense tonight, but they have just been getting better and better and better as their games went on.
Kind of cool to watch the evolution here as Arsenal off the kickoff. It will crossbar. Garrett right there to follow. AXB at the midfield, and already the action is hot and heavy. We're barely 10 seconds into this. Garrett trying to chase this down. Typical right there just to disrupt. That'll set up for Turbo. Over to Garrett.
Oh!
Not a strong shot, though.
Good attempt, at least. Had he gotten that ball a little better, more speed on that ball, it would have been an incredible play. But alas, it was not to happen. 30 seconds are down. And yet again, No goal scored early on. NRG trying to set something up for Turbo here. Oh, again off the crossbar. And that is certainly not going to help it if he is already frustrated. Turbo off the backboard. Typical, solid clear. NRG trying to lock down the midfield here, which is something that they've been lacking, especially in that game 1. They had little to no midfield control.
They might have a chance here as Justin looking for a little bit of aerial combat. Typical does knock it away. And it looks like Turbo is definitely starting to just calm down a little bit. Let his teammates start to take a little bit of the load. Garrett looking for the pass. AXP gets there just in time, barely. Nice boost steal here by Turbo. Typical to challenge. We'll send it away. Typical towards the net. Garrett is there. Beautiful save.
Great save indeed. Typical, so quick on that turnaround play. Now Justin looking for the double tab. That one is cleared away. Garrett. Turbo Pulsar moving himself into position, but that's going to be another clear by Arsenal. Going to follow that all across the midfield line. No boost in his tank, and he's all alone up front. XP now coming in as a trailer. Arsenal and Typical scrambling back. Important touch by Typical. Adds some height, and most importantly, time to regroup and rotate. 2 minutes have passed. Still a scoreless game, and that is a long-range shot, and of course it's AXP who saves it. You could not get a freaking paperclip past this guy tonight. Is on his defensive game.
AXP though, shot at the corner.
Oh,
Justin had just enough time. Pass over, that's towards net long range, but AXP rotating around nicely, and it seems like SSG, this is a completely different team than we saw in the last RLCS. As Garrett G will knock this one down. Awkward play, but it worked out. Garrett, beautiful read here.
Yeah, over time, the pressure just rose and rose and rose, and AXP, there's nothing you can do against a shot that comes this closely. Ball just kind of came straight down in front of the net, and well, you can't really blame Space Station for that. As you said, it was an awkward play. Ball came down pretty badly for them.
I guess Garrett found the paperclip.
It certainly looks like it.
Or smaller paperclip, at least.
Throw it into AXP's engine. Took just about 3 minutes to find the first goal in this match. Typical bumping Justin out of the way. They want to force this issue. Ram down the door. Are not quite successful with that just yet. Typical though. Double tap 1, 2, and blocked by Turbo Pulsar. And second attempt from AXP is thwarted by Justin. But Space Station Gaming with a lot of offensive time right now. Lots of aggression. NRG have to be looking for that long-range clear. Gets served straight back. A defensive whiff. And there's AXP trying to bump Turbo Pulsar out of the way.
Yeah.
Quite get the touch on him.
No, you're going to try to bump Turbo? Oh, when he has good internet? I don't know if that's a good idea. It's going to put you out of the play for sure. You might as well just rotate back and make sure that your goal is defended at that point, honestly. Turbo is the king of bumps. We used to call him that by Season 3, Season 4. Man, the guy would go for everything and anything. He knows when it's coming.
He definitely knows. But, I mean, you got to have the ambition to try that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I think it was Typical, is well aware of who Turbo Pulsar is and what he can do. So, you know, you've got to have the guts to try that.
And you have to have the tenacity to not care either. I mean,
that's
if that's the play that needs to happen, then that's the play that needs to happen. You got to go for it. So speaking of Typical, rush this, but Justin right there, a good read. AXP on the stop. Arsenal picks it up, set up for AXP. Arsenal will move forward, looking for the pass, but Turbo cuts it off. You're not going to shut down. You're going to try to pass on an EU legend. I don't know, but Typical long range. Garrett is right there. And I love Garrett just so calm on the defense. AXP looking for a double. Not going to work. Typical's way far back. Looking for the setup, it seems. Justin shuts it down. 20 seconds. Pash, it still feels like anyone's game, but they can't seem to move it out of their side.
Just 12 seconds left now. They have to move this to blue right now. Garrett, once they get a touch on it, awkward save from Arsenal on the goal line. AXP has to push this. He has to gain distance on that ball, but he won't, as that is going to get forced on the floor off the side wall, and NRG Esports take game 2. And the score is 1-0 again.
And Space Station actually took more shots that time out. But again, a little bit of accuracy issues, great defensive rotation by NRG, and it seemed like Garrett and Justin realized that they needed to get up in the faces of Space Station, try to force some issues on the offensive end. Turbo, it looked like he got a little frustrated, and then he just backed off. He said, guys, I need you to take over, or whatever he said. There was some good team communication there, and some player psychology was happening. And I like seeing that out of a team. It just shows that NRG are definitely still the top dogs in NA, even though they took a loss earlier. Doesn't matter. They're just going to come at you again.
Well, we are tied at 1 in the series. And that is something that has happened in every single one of the series that we've watched tonight. Which is something you would expect if you invite 4 teams from the top league. There is very little gap in skill between those teams. That much is for certain.
Arsenal!
Perfect setup from Sepico. What a pass. Arsenal is a little wide on the conversion. Good attempt regardless. That's a pass intercepted. AXB cross map. It was wide. So Arsenal is waiting on the sidewall ramp. AXB bumping Garrett out of the way. Justin has to come in and tag out for him. And Turbo pulls out, launches a slow floater towards the target. No trouble for AXB. He saves shots like this for breakfast.
Good challenge there by Arsenal, keeping it on the offensive end. Typical again, a good challenge. We can't get control of it. So Justin, oh, he's doing the flippy spinny thingy. Didn't work for him though this time. Shot from the ceiling. It's awkward.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my
How did that
God,
happen?
what in the world?
What?
I don't know. It was awkward
That's
as
just
heck,
a
and everybody
double
just racing for it.
Were they maybe were they confused by Justin? Did they think that Justin was going to get his hands on that ball? Did
Possibly.
Justin fake them? It didn't look like it, but okay. I mean, that just happened.
You got to cover the highest percentage of the play, and that would have been the move. But Garrett just made it work, moving it towards the goal, and that's all he really needed to do. He got kind of, admittedly, got a little bit lucky, but Space Station panicked a little bit, and they took advantage right there. And now NRG with the lead, probably going to see him relax just a little bit. I think this is where Turbo is going to start shining here, when he can start to slow play, start to play the head games that he likes to play, and just let NRG bring the game to them.
You know, the previous game of the series haven't any indication that that one goal will be the goal for this game. But if there's any streak that Space Station wants to break, it's certainly that one right now, as, yet again, it is Tournament Live on the line here. They still got a game to drop, but no more than that. NRG with plenty of offense right now. Arsenal's trying to carry that past the midfield line. Sipic, a long-range clear. Arsenal bumps Justin out of the way, trying to open up the path for Sipic. Shot gets blocked. AXB, far post, ties the game up. The curse is broken.
Yeah, Arsenal bumping Turbo out of the play. Justin got a little bit mixed up there. Garrett trying to follow, and it was just a speed shot. AXB aiming right at the far post. Beautifully done by both squads. The defense just couldn't quite catch up to that speed, though, and SSG put themselves, SSG put themselves on the board, and you can see the tenacity is back. Ball speed is up, and Space Station is a hunting.
They certainly are. Both teams hungry for blood, or should I say thirsty for blood? Halftime, one goal apiece. Comes off the side wall. Justin looking for the angle.
Oh, what?
Oh, what a shot! Placed perfectly beneath the crossbar.
And right there is when Justin got that slight smug smile on his face. It's like, dudes, I got this.
Perfectly timed flip off of the corner.
It's beautifully done.
You cannot play that any better.
No, and you know where that comes from? Just messing around in free play. Who knew?
Yep. Who knew that practice makes perfect? We've learned a valuable lesson tonight. NRG back in the lead. 2 minutes left to play, so Space Station, don't count them out just yet. Shot on target from Sipical. Garrett dodges the bump and blocks the ball in the same move. Turbo Pulsar trying to set something up for Garrett. That pinch goes wide. But most importantly, it gets some space and time for Space Station to set up their own play. Garrett making sure that Sipical doesn't get a touch on that play. Justin letting that one come through. Arsenal with a bit of trouble at controlling the ball off the backboard. Trying to stuff it past Turbo Pulsar. AXB will come as the trailer. Help out here a little bit. A flick. Saved by Justin. Ball will come down. Who will come first? Garrett plays that off into the corner. Sipical with no boots. Still drives up. Has his flip from the ceiling. Passes it to AXB. And that is as open as the net can be. 2-2. Minute 19 on the clock.
So Garrett challenged there. He was trying to rotate in. That was a miss by Turbo. And I think Justin was off getting boost. Had total trust in his team. And it's just a straight breakdown there of defense. By NRG. Space Station right where they needed to be to take advantage of it. Is well done. Now on kickoff. We're tied up at 2. Just about a minute left, and it's still anyone's game here. Urban Central always throws a wrench into everyone's plans, it seems like.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. As it stands, final minute is on the clock. Save from Sipical. Arsenal gets blown up. Follow-up shot. No one's there to save that. Turbo finally picks up his goal.
And Justin right here just moving the ball towards the net. That was a shot on target for sure. Sipical had the save, and I believe AXB was off getting boost. So not exactly the best save. Needed to move that more towards the corner than anything else. It just didn't happen that time. And now NRG take the lead, and they're trying to take the lead in the series here as it is tied 1-1.
Definitely is, and whoever takes the lead in this series will have so much pressure on their opponents. They'll be fighting for their opportunity to remain in the tournament. As we will see one of NRG or Space Station Gaming eliminated after this series. Who will it be? Right now, NRG is sitting pretty. 30 seconds remaining. Will Space Station Gaming be able to tie this up, take into overtime? So far, they have never been able to do so despite throwing in their best efforts as the clock draws to a close. Cloud9 is just too good at time management. They know exactly how to play those final few seconds. Justin is taken out of the play. Turbo Pulsar will fly past the ball. Arsenal trying to get in there. Justin wastes as much time as possible with that. Ball touches the ground. It's high up in the air. They can't get to it in time. It touches the ground. And NRG Esports win game number 3, and that means they have SSG on match point.
Not only match point, but tournament life point.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Trying to stay alive here. So is Space Station, but it seems like NRG has started to figure out Space Station. And Space Station's playing some amazing Rocket League. Don't get me wrong. They seem to be on point. Their team plays are right there. It's just that when they start to convert from offense to defense, there seems to be a little bit of a panic. Unless someone is already back and they can relax a little bit, they start to rush, and it's rush in a bad way. I mean, you have to go as fast as you can, obviously, but when you're rushing the way that they are, it just doesn't quite work so well. So we'll have to get the server back up and running. Looks like it went down for maintenance. Thank you, Psionics. Kappa.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen from time to time, but
I mean, at least there is server maintenance, right?
Exactly, yeah, and not losing bit rates. That said, I mean, it was a fairly even matchup, actually.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, all of the games have been decided by one goal only, by a one-goal margin, and it was always a final push from the trailing team. It's about as good as a series as we could expect it to be, honestly. Like, it certainly is not disappointing, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no. And both squads definitely putting up quite the fight, for sure. I think this is starting to kind of show the parity that is NA Rocket League. And we always talk about it in EU side of things, but these teams have gotten closer and closer, and you may still be able to call it, but you definitely can't call it until you see it.
Well, here we go. Potentially the deciding game of the series. NRG win this. Space Station are out. Space Station so close to landing the first strike in this game, but alas, it was not to be. Turbo Pulse off the wall. No boost. The journey ends at the midfield line. Justin jumping in for him. AXP off to the side. Typical. Plays it long. Rebound off of the corners. Caught by Garrett. That one's on target. Arsenal catches it. Had plenty of time to prepare. Justin gets a rebound off the corner. Perfectly into Typical's path. Shot on target from Turbo. Saved by... Who saved it? AXP. Of course he did.
Again with the save. AXP had to actually wrap himself around the corner of the net to make that save happen. It was a beautiful save. Highly technical. The Arsenal right here trying to stop it. Tries to get past Garrett. Garrett got the bump on him, so now Justin's going to slow this down, looking for a pass. Arsenal interrupts as Turbo chases. Arsenal right there. Typical right there. Slow play. He tries to play off of Turbo. It doesn't quite work, and Justin will get the clearance he's looking for.
So beautifully played by Turbo Pulsa. He knew exactly how to place himself to intercept or completely disrupt that close-range passing play that Spacestation were trying to pull. And now a shot on target from Justin, saved by Typical for a change instead of AXP. I guess everyone needs their well-deserved break. Typical now trying to convert on this offensive play. Ball is killed. Turbo Pulsa through the sidelines. AXP early on the intercept. Pass on to Turbo is intercepted by Arsenal, but Justin will get another touch. Plays it high. Typical comes out. Plays it downfield. Dead center. Rebound off the backboard. Justin with another follow. Arsenal is the one who saves that one. And yet again, the defense coming in clutch for SSG.
Yeah, Space Station just going ham on the goal line, but now there's only one back, and guess what? It's AXP. Uh-oh, he got it past. Justin has to put it in. He doesn't do it. Turbo is there to finish it off as Justin had to get a little bit of a panic rev going here. Garrett on the pop-up, gets it past AXP. And Justin just wasn't expecting it looked like. Luckily, Turbo, realizing what was going on, just manages to get there in time. And it works out well for everyone, at least on the NRG side. So those of you rooting for NRG, this is the one. This will advance them in the tournament, but it does knock out Space Station. But honestly, Space Station getting a lot of excellent feedback from their strategies going up against
look at Garrett,
the regional champions. That's beautiful.
Juggling that ball on his nose.
Uh-oh.
Looking to score here. Turbo off to Justin. He doesn't really have enough momentum. Goes for the fake. That ball not going to find its way to in front of the net, but it was a good effort indeed. 2 minutes remaining. Justin shot on target. Garrett looking to put his touch on it. Can't get it. Justin wrapped around to the other side of the pitch. Gets another play going. Typical this time. The one to push it into the corner.
Oh,
boy. Not the sidewall yet again. NRG just relentless right now. Over and over and over, they try and get that ball past the goal line. They have the goal advantage. Space Station are the ones with the ball in their court. Very literally right now, they need to get that ball out of their court and into the net of NRG Esports.
Easier said than done. Looking for a pass there. Nobody is back. Nobody back.
You can't blame him for not showing initiative.
What? You're only one goal down. I'm sorry. That's not. No, you don't do that.
Yeah, it was absolutely too much initiative. But yeah, again, I mean, you can't blame them for not showing initiative. I mean, my statement still stands. You can definitely blame them for showing far too much initiative. As it stands, 2 goals that they have to catch up. A big whiff in the center. That's going to find itself on target. Arsenal saves it. Turbo Pulsar misses his touch off the ceiling. Justin off the backboard. Second touch, and in it goes. And the chances of Space Station are dying along with them in the tournament.
And the way Justin is able to predict where the car is going to turn after he hits the ball and uses that to his advantage, get behind the ball and set himself up for the shot or the double touch or anything, whatever. He just moves that ball towards the net every single time. It's like clockwork.
50 seconds. If Space Station want to have any chance at staying in this tournament, they're going to have to start committing now. And now is the time where they have to show as much initiative as they did when they caught themselves the second goal. But NRG will just be happy defending as much as they possibly can. They don't have to attack anymore. So this is about as difficult as attacking can get for Space Station, and I think what we're watching here right now are the last 20 seconds of Space Station gaming in the Astronauts Pro Invitational.
I'd have to agree with you. I think Space Station just doesn't quite have it tonight, as Garrett will drain another one. Nice little long-range deal here. Grabs some boost, moves it on down, just a little bit off, so he plays it off the corner. Fairly straightforward there for Garrett. But I have to agree with you. You know, SSG, they played beautifully, and they have been playing beautifully. I'm mightily impressed. We're seeing a lot of improvement, even since the last time we saw him in Beyond. And clearly, all of that tournament experience has been helping them out. They've improved mechanically. The saves are phenomenal.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Lord. But
like, if you take one thing away from tonight's series, let it be that Space Station Gaming are a brick wall in the net. Maybe not as much in this last game because, well, they were pretty much forced to open up after catching themselves that first goal. But apart from that, man, they made NRG's life difficult.
that said, you know, I mentioned this a little bit before. You know, Space Station, they do face off against NRG. This is a great way to gather some intel on it, how to play against Turbo, and how the team dynamic is working with NRG. And you know, Cypical and Arsenal and AXB are going to sit down and figure this out. That's what they do. And we didn't see their normal style of play this round, I don't think. I think they wanted to play a little bit more conservative. They achieved that goal, but it was fairly clear to me that they are not used to playing like that. They're used to playing fast and loose and just pedal to the metal. This time they didn't, and I couldn't quite tell if NRG was trying to control that action, or if it was simply Space Station not quite able to just do it, period, against such a fast team like NRG. It's hard to tell either way.
It absolutely is, but you know, after all has been said and done, Space Station Gaming, they have played their absolute best. They've kept all of the games in the series close, apart from the last one, where they were forced again to open up as much as possible to try and spread out and get those passing stations set up so that it can try and get past NRG's defenses. It did not happen. It's unfortunate for them, but they still put up an amazing fight against both Cloud9 and NRG. And I mean, it is the most difficult path a team could have taken, playing the top two seeds one after another. So respect to them. It was a great effort, but in the end, NRG manages to pull on through and advance to the lower bracket final, and that means we are going to have to find their opponents. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Ghost Gaming, or is it going to be Cloud9? That is our next match up after the commercial. Do not go anywhere. The Astronauts Pro Invitational will continue after this.